Hey you guys, it's Brittany and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. This is going to be the final bump date and I cannot even believe it that I only have 1 week left in my pregnancy. I don't know when this video is going to go up. I am going to be taking a maternity leave once Gummy Bear gets here, and so I'm trying to get caught up on uploading all of the videos, and I'm hoping to have them kind of spread out so that way while he's here some videos will be like pre-recorded, pre-edited, pre-uploaded, all of that jazz for you guys. So I'm not sure if this is gonna go up before he's born or after he's born, but I am currently filming this. It is August 18th and I am 38 weeks pregnant today, and Gummy Bear is gonna be here next week. And I just cannot even believe it. So yes, I have my C-section date. We will go over that. So it's crazy to think that I thought originally we were gonna go to 40 weeks, but obviously I am not even gonna make it to 40 weeks. I'm out of breath. So it's kind of crazy to even think about that he's gonna be here so soon. And since I only have 1 week left in my pregnancy, I didn't see the point in doing another bump date video of just like 1 week. So I'll probably maybe do like vlog style and stuff like that because I still wanna vlog the last week of my pregnancy. So anyways though, let's go ahead and get into it. Today I'm going to be going over weeks 34, 35, 36, and 37 of my pregnancy, going over the symptoms and just things that have happened throughout these past 4 weeks. So starting with 34 weeks, I have the same thing that I had like the past couple of weeks. If you watch those videos, that I was going to bed late but waking up early, and I don't know if that's considered insomnia. I don't even know if that's a pregnancy symptom, but I feel like it is, especially this past week. It's been really bad. So I have that down here again for 34 weeks. I also have in here out of breath. As you guys can probably tell if you've been watching any of my videos, I am getting so winded so quickly, but I do feel like I don't talk a lot, like, because I'm mostly home, so I don't really talk a lot throughout the day, but whenever I, pick up the camera to vlog or film, obviously I'm talking more. But I will say though that like out of breath while talking, like that is definitely a pregnancy symptom, because if you know me in real life, I can talk forever and not get out of breath. So that's definitely like starting to amp up a lot more. I gotta catch my breath. Still having the calf cramps, however, like knock on wood, they've been really good lately. I did not take magnesium. I cannot speak clearly. So yeah, I never ended up buying magnesium, and I just think maybe it's because I've just been really good with my water and I've been drinking more Gatorade. So I think the combination of the two has been helping. Fingers crossed anyways. Let's see what happens this last week. And then I did have my midwife appointment, and that was just my typical appointment at 34 weeks with getting my belly measured and then hearing the heartbeat. And then if I had any questions, then we went over the questions. And at this appointment, actually, she had said that I would get an ultrasound for my next appointment. So at 34 weeks, I would have, that was like my last 2-week appointment, I guess. So like in 2 weeks, I would have my 36, and then now I'm going weekly. I actually go to the midwife tomorrow as I'm like filming this. So she wanted me to get an ultrasound for my next appointment. That way we can finally set a C-section date and just see how big he is and things like that. You'll find out when I go over my 36 weeks. All of that. So, but yeah, just my typical midwife appointment. Nothing too exciting happened at that one. And then I did notice hiccups. Have I not talked about hiccups before? I guess not. So that must have started in 34 weeks. Poor Gummy gets hiccups all the time. My poor baby. And I like love it. I love to feel him moving around in my belly. And it's just, it brings me so much joy. So I love to feel hiccups. I know that there's some mamas that say that they absolutely hate it and they find it annoying. I personally do not. Like I said, I love it. But my poor baby, he gets the hiccups a lot. And with Alondra, she never had the hiccups. So I wonder if he's going to have a lot of hiccups as a baby. Like, out of my, you know, stomach. So I guess we'll see. But the hiccups started in 34 weeks, or at least I started noticing them at 34 weeks. And then moving on to 35 weeks, I have on here hiccups, and then I also have on here belly poppin'. I've been told by so many people that, speaking of movement, he is moving right now, and my stomach looks lopsided. But I've been told by a lot of people that they think that I am pretty small for my pregnancy. Every time I measure, like get measured at my midwife, I am measuring at exactly the like right centimeters. So like at 34 weeks, I measured right at 34 weeks or 34 centimeters at my 36-week appointment, right at 36, at 37, right at 37. So I'm always measuring right at the number, not too small, not too big. But everybody that sees me, they just think that I am pretty small, and they tell me that I'm all belly, that like I haven't gained weight anywhere else. I guess we'll see this last week of pregnancy what's gonna happen. But this week I feel like my belly just popped, or at least I just felt a lot bigger. I haven't really felt big at all in my pregnancy, but starting at 35 weeks, I just felt big. And I got more out of breath while talking. I have that written down. I felt like I was starting to waddle a little bit. And Alondra and Idam are definitely saying that I'm waddling. So I felt like at 35 weeks, I started to like feel more like, okay, I'm definitely pregnant and I'm feeling it type of thing. I also, like this week, I don't know what I don't think it was a pregnancy craving. It's so weird. I haven't really had any pregnancy cravings. In the very beginning, it was like potatoes, give me all of the potatoes, but that was it. And that was like short-lived. But I was having sweets galore. I was eating ice cream, well, not ice cream, but like ice cream sandwiches. I was eating them nonstop. I was having donuts. I just wanted all of the sweets. I'm over that now, so I don't know if it was just like a random sweet tooth craving going on for that week or what it was, but I was just like non-stop with the sweets, and like especially the ice cream sandwiches. I was eating like 2 a day. It was so bad, but that has now passed. I've gotten that out of my system. Also too, I had a pediatrician meet and greet, so I was like really excited. I didn't get to do this with Alondra, but one of my like homework to-do assignments from my midwife, they said that I need to find a pediatrician, which obviously that makes sense. I do need to find one. So I did find one, and I found out that they do like monthly meetings, like meet and greets. So you get to know them, meet the providers and their practice, and you can like tour the office. So I thought that was really cool. They were the first one that really drew me in, and so they took our insurance, so I was like, perfect, let's go. So we did end up going to the meet and greet, and I absolutely loved it there. So both of the kids will be going there, and I already did like the pre-registration paperwork. So once Gummy Bear is born, I will then just need to contact them to schedule an appointment, because they said they need to see him within the first week of his life. So I will have to call them and get that scheduled. They don't make rounds at the hospital. So I guess I'll just see the hospital pediatrician like while I'm there those couple of days, and then I will call them as soon as we get discharged. So I'm excited. Like that's a huge to-do list thing that I needed to get done. So that is done. I also have on here Braxton Hicks. I put a question mark, but when I went to my pediatrician appointment at 36 weeks, they confirmed that was Braxton Hicks. I just felt a lot of like tightening in my stomach. And it wasn't painful like from the baby shower. Remember I told you guys about that. It wasn't painful like that, but I just felt like my stomach kept getting like tight, like all around just tight, and then it wouldn't, and then it would get tight again. And I noticed that like a couple of different days throughout the week. And I have been noticing that a little bit more the past couple of days as well. It's like hard to know if like it's because I'm just moving so much and I'm like really much in the nesting mode, or if it's Braxton Hicks. But at my 35-week or at my 36-week appointment, I told them about all of like that at my 35 weeks, like the tightening or whatever. And they said, oh yeah, that's definitely Braxton Hicks. And I was definitely not in nesting mode then. So I have that there. And then I also have like allergies question mark, and then I put dry throat. I had the worst dry throat, not even cotton mouth. It was just like dry, and it was so annoying. I feel like I had it for like 2 weeks. I didn't write it down for 36 weeks, but I felt like I had it for like at least 2 weeks, and it was so annoying. And then I felt like almost like post nasal drip, and I kept having to like clear my throat, and I was like, man, am I having allergies going on? I typically don't suffer from allergies, but my husband and daughter do, and they had really bad allergy flare-ups this week. And so I was like, I wonder if I'm having like allergies as well, because I do know that you can have allergies, you know, during your pregnancy, because I already have dealt with that in the beginning, and I had to take, I think it's Claritin is the pregnancy safe one. So I actually did take some Claritin because it was just driving me insane. And so I was like, okay, I can't take it. After like day 5 or 6, I finally took some. So I don't know if that was really like pregnancy symptoms or it's just, you know, the funky weather, but I wanted to write it down and just mention it anyways. But that is everything then that I have for 35 weeks. So moving on to 36 weeks, I have again out of breath while talking, as you guys could tell. I had my midwife appointment, and this midwife appointment, I did see a different midwife. I was seeing one midwife like since I think the end of May. I was seeing her every single appointment. Not that I like chose her necessarily, it's just I made my appointments and they just assigned me to her. So kind of a bummer though, because I love this midwife. She is amazing, and she is not going to be there when I have my C-section. Midwives can't perform C-sections, but at this OBGYN, they have OBs and midwives, and so they work together. So the OB will do my C-section, but the midwife will be there to assist. And so unfortunately, she's not going to be there because she doesn't do them on Thursdays. So I'm kind of sad about that, but I also don't want to pick a C-section date just because of a midwife. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people would pick one so they have a certain one, but I mean, at the end of the day, I care more about just having my baby versus like a certain midwife there, and my husband's going to be there, and that's really all that I need. So anyways, I did see a different midwife though, because I had to move my appointment from a Thursday to a Friday, and my husband and I felt very meh about her. Trying to be positive though, because we do have to see her tomorrow, but it's our last appointment, so we're like, whatever at this point. But at this appointment, there was a lot that happened, and it was a disappointing appointment because, like I said earlier, at my 34-week appointment, she needed me to get an ultrasound. So she writes little notes at the bottom, and when you go to check out, you know, they look at it and they tell you what, you know, needs to be done. So I just assumed that at my 36-week appointment, they would just do the ultrasound like there, like with the midwife. And no. That's not what happened. So I go to my 36-week appointment. I was so excited, you know, because finally get to see Gummy Bear again, and it'll be the last time we like see him, you know, in an ultrasound, you know, until we physically see him. And yeah, they were like, no, we don't have you scheduled for an ultrasound. To have an ultrasound, we do it in the office, but that's like a different department. So I was very disappointed, and I was very bummed because obviously for 2 weeks I thought I was going to see him. But I did end up getting it scheduled, and I will go over that in a little bit. So that was like the one thing that was disappointing. The other thing was that the midwife, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. I can't put my finger on it, but my husband felt the same exact way. We just felt very meh about her, and we're seeing her tomorrow, so thinking happy positive thoughts. But at this appointment, even though we didn't get the ultrasound done, we got a lot done. So they did measure my belly, listen to the heartbeat. That was all, you know, normal, like typical things that I would do. Have to check my urine for UTI. But I also got blood work done. So she did HIV and syphilis blood work on me, and anemia. And the blood work for HIV and syphilis is actually a Texas state like requirement that in your 3rd trimester, you have to get that blood work done again, which is totally fine. And I feel like that's a really good idea to, you know, be safe. So I had to get that blood work done. And then also too, because she called me a geriatric pregnancy, which is funny. It's true. I'm 36, you know, so it's considered geriatric, but it's just funny because she said it. I don't know. But anyways, so she wanted to also do extra blood work for preeclampsia. So I told her, like, okay, that's fine. I didn't have any like preeclampsia symptoms though, or signs. Well, okay, at the appointment, I did have elevated blood pressure. And we found out later it's because the nurse was talking to me the whole time. And apparently when you're getting your blood pressure taken, you can't talk. And I feel like they usually don't talk to you anyways. But the nurse was talking to me and I was, you know, responding. And I didn't think anything of it. But then she told me, oh, you know, your blood pressure has been perfect and amazing this whole pregnancy, but today it's actually elevated. And then she started asking me if I had like any swelling, any pains. And I was like, I have no swelling. And I was like, I don't have any pains. Like I had some Braxton Hicks maybe like a week or 2 weeks ago. And then she was asking me like other questions as well. And I was like, no. But she still wanted to do preeclampsia, like blood work. And then she checks protein in my urine as well. There's like a couple of different things that they check for preeclampsia. She said just to be safe because it is more common in geriatric pregnancies. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess to be safe, obviously I'll do it. So I also got all of that testing done. And then she did do the strep B test as well. I don't know if I said it in my bump date video, but I know I said it in a vlog that I didn't see the point of getting the strep B test done because if I'm having a C-section, even if I am positive for strep B, I'm not going to need the antibiotics. But I decided, you know what, might as well get it done. Better safe than sorry, because they did mention if I do go into labor on my own, I will need the antibiotics just to be safe, like, you know, in case he is head down, but, you know, in case, just, you know, to be safe. So I ended up getting it done. And then she did ask me if I wanted my cervix checked, because that's when they typically start at 36 weeks. But she said that she personally doesn't see the point because I am due for a scheduled C-section. So I did not do the cervix check. And I think that is everything at the appointment that happened. Let me just double check my notes. Yes, that's everything that happened at that appointment. So just to tell you guys like my results, I don't have HIV, I don't have syphilis, I don't have anemia, and I do not have preeclampsia. So I passed them all. Mama is good. I did test positive for strep B, which I had a feeling I would because with Alondra, I did test positive for strep B, which, I mean, I did get the antibiotics with her because I was trying for vaginal birth. I pushed for 6 hours. Whew. And then after the appointment, I did get to make my ultrasound appointment. So that was a Friday, and so my ultrasound was for Tuesday. So they were able to get me in right away, and they wanted to get me in too because my next appointment for 37 weeks was on that Thursday. So they wanted to make sure they had all of the results before I went back in, you know, a week. So I got the ultrasound done. It was very exciting because this time with the ultrasound, I was able to get it done at my actual OBGYN. I've been having to go to an MFM, which is like a high-risk doctor for all of my ultrasounds. So this one, I was able to do it there, and Alondra was able to be there. And she has not been able to see like any of the ultrasounds except the very first one. And so she was so excited to see her brother, and I feel like I'm gonna cry, but just to see her face and how excited she was, and she's like, look at his little face, and for her to see him, because the last time she saw him was like an 8-week ultrasound, and that's how she gave him the nickname Gummy Bear. And you know, he looks like a baby, you know, now. And so it was just, it was special. It was awesome. I loved that in the summer, she went to every single midwife appointment with me. Every single one. She even helped the midwife find Gummy Bear's heartbeat, and she would help her measure my belly. It was honestly just like so perfect and special to share that with her, and for her to feel more a part of it and be like, I mean, she's a big sister regardless, but I don't know how to explain it, but it melted me. It melts me. Like, I cannot wait to see her with him. So anyways, though, so we had the ultrasound, and I was measuring 36 weeks and 5 days pregnant, and I was like, oh, well, perfect, because I'm 36 weeks and 5 days pregnant. Or I guess I should say he was measuring that, like when, you know, they do all the measurements. And I mean, I know these are all guesstimates, like not guesstimates, but they're not 100%. perfect ultrasounds. But I just thought it was interesting that that's how big she measured him. She didn't get like an actual length, like give me like, oh, he's so such and such inches. But she did say that with all of her measurements that he was looking about 6 pounds, 8 ounces. So, and she did say too that you gain about an ounce a day in pregnancy. So I definitely think he's going to be bigger than Alondra. And Alondra was 40 weeks and 2 days. And he's going to be 39 weeks gestation, like born. So I definitely think that if I would go to 40 weeks, he'd be a big boy. And then she checked like the amniotic fluid, all of that looked great. I haven't lost any. And she said that he looked great. And, you know, she looked at the heartbeat. She looked at everything and everything looked perfect. And then she also said he had hair. Oh my God. And oh my God, we got the cutest picture of him as well. Like a front on, like a front face one instead of like, well, we got a profile, but like a front face. Oh my God, his little lips and his eyes. And it looks like he already has like super chubby cheeks. Like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see him and just kiss him. I'll insert a picture. I did post the pictures on Instagram. So if you follow me on there, then you would have seen them. But oh my God. So anyways, yeah, that was the ultrasound. And then the fact that like she mentioned the hair, which we already knew about because when we had to go back to our MFM for our 3rd trimester screening, they did mention the hair, but she was like, whoa, he's got some hair. And she even like gave us a picture of like literally just the hair. So I just thought it was kind of funny. So going into the last thing that I have for 36 weeks, I was getting really bad heartburn burps. So bad. And then it turned into actual heartburn that night. But of course, I had like burritos with all kinds of like salsa this day that the heartburn burp started. And then I had Domino's pizza that night. Even having like the acidic burps, I had Domino's. So I did to myself. And I did have to get some Tums, but I never had heartburn with Alondra, and I have not had heartburn at all this pregnancy until recently. I've been having to like pop some Tums because like the acidic burps will start happening, and I'm like, oh dang, I better take some of these Tums, which you can take Tums, and at least that's what my doctor says, so that's what I've been taking. Moving on to the last and final one, 37 weeks. Which is crazy. Like I said, I just turned 38 weeks today. So I just finished my 37th week. And so for this one I had my midwife appointment, which I did, and I saw my favorite midwife. And with that one, we got confirmation of our C-section date. So I kind of got confirmation of it at my, oh, hold on. My hubby's calling me. Sorry, that was my honey love calling me. My mom just landed at the airport, and so he was looking for her at baggage claim. He works at the airport, just in case anybody doesn't know, so it works out perfect. But going back to what I was saying is that after the ultrasound, we had not picked a C-section date. So I go to check out, and I asked her, you know, like, hey, can I change my last, I think it was 3 appointments? Yeah, 37, 38, 39, 40. So yeah, my last 3 appointments, 38, 39, 40, sorry. So I was like, can I change my last 3 appointments to have, you know, my favorite midwife? And she was like, oh, let me check. And so she was looking at everything. And then she gets to the very last week and she was like, wait, she's like, actually, it looks like your C-section date is already in here. So you're not going to need this last appointment. So we'll just cancel it, but we'll wait to cancel it just to make sure. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean there's a C-section date in there? Because on Friday, there was no C-section date in there. And I was told that we wouldn't pick one until the ultrasound report. So I assume the ultrasound tech, sonographer, I don't know what their official title is, but I assume like when we left, she, you know, typed in her notes, submitted it, and maybe the system, because of his weight or like how big he is, was just like, here's the C-section date. And I was told too that typically with C-sections, they prefer to go like a week early, so at 39 weeks. That way I don't go into labor, I don't risk anything. And then that way too, I have like a easy, I say like this because A C-section is major surgery, so it's not like it's easy, but you know, that way it's easier, less risk of things. So I did always have that in the back of my head, and I know I was always very much like September 1st, September 1st, September 1st. But honestly, after that ultrasound, my husband and I were like, let's take him now. Not really, but we were just like, all right, we're ready. Like, give me my baby. Like, I don't even care anymore about what date it is. Like, just give me my baby. So we had asked her, like, well, what date do you have? And she was like, oh, August 25th. And we were like, okay, no one's told us anything. And she's like, oh, well, you know, they'll reach out to you and they'll like let you know for sure. She's like, but I guess that's just like the tentative date that's in here. And we were like, okay. Then the next day, I get an email from the hospital that I've already pre-registered with saying, congratulations, we have your scheduled upcoming surgery. And I was like, wait, what? So I log in and I see the OB that is doing the C-section, and it says August 25th. And I'm just like, what is happening? And they needed me to do like a couple of surveys before I got to the hospital. So I did the surveys, and it said like I can't change or cancel. Like if I had any questions, I have to go to my actual doctor. So I was just like, this seems crazy. But like this was on a Tuesday, and then the email from the hospital was Wednesday, and I knew I was seeing my midwife on Thursday. So I was just like, all right, on Thursday, we'll just talk with her and like see what she says. So on the way to my midwife appointment on Thursday, I get an email from my OBGYN saying, congratulations on your upcoming C-section. Here is everything you need to know. Gave me the time, gave me the location, the doctor, the midwife that's going to be helping the doctor, and basically what to do, what not to do type of thing. And I was just like, holy crap. So it was just like kind of crazy that I found out all of this like back to back to back without officially talking to my midwife. So we get to the appointment, the midwife comes in, and my favorite one, and she was just like, we have the date. And I was like, yep, I found out. And so she measured the belly, we heard the heartbeat, and checked for UTI, everything was good. And yeah, she basically just said, do you have any questions? And I, of course, had a bunch. And I wanted to make sure that I had all of my wishes, like in the system. I don't know if it's like, whatever, in the database, in the system. I just wanted to make sure everything was going to be in there because she was not going to be doing the C-section with the OB. I do know the midwife that is going to be assisting. I've had her twice. But anyways, I just wanted to make sure like everything was in there, and I just wanted to ask a couple of questions like about the C-section, like how many days would I need to be there, like what should I bring versus what do I not need to bring, and just, you know, just a couple of things. And I wanted to clarify too, because it says like no eating 8 hours before your surgery and no drinking 6 hours before. And I'm having an afternoon C-section, so that's kind of a bummer. I do wish it was in the morning, so that way like I could just wake up and maybe go, and then the hunger wouldn't really bother me. So hopefully that's not too dreadful, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, I gotta do what I gotta do, and I'm not gonna do anything to like mess it up either, so that's just what it is. But I am happy though it is in the afternoon as well, because that means I get to get Alondra ready for school and take her to school, you know, one last time before Gummy Bear comes. I am like dreading leaving her. We've never left her, only one time, and that is when our angel baby was born, but it was literally for one night that we were away from her. So we will be away from her for 2 nights, maybe 3, and so that is just like kind of like really tugging on me, because I'm just not used to being away from my baby, like I said. So I mean, my mom's gonna be here. I know she's gonna be in good hands, but she's mine, you know what I mean? Like, and so it's just, I don't know. So anyways though, that is the official C-section date. Like finally we have the info. August 25th, he is going to be here, and fingers crossed, no issues, no problems. It's just easy peasy and perfect. So so that is that. And then a couple other things that I have on here is the heartburn burps. Those are still ongoing, but again, I'm just popping a Tums if I think I'm going to be eating something that might make it flare up. And then I have on here, nesting mode activated. Boy, as soon as I got that C-section date, it lit a fire under my ass. I don't know if it's because I was like, holy crap, I'm losing a week in this pregnancy. I need to get on it because I had nothing done. Or if it's like full on nesting mode, maybe a mixture of both, but I have been go, go, go nonstop. I feel like every single day. You can see a little sneak peek back here. I have like the bedside nursery going. I got the bassinet over here. So just, yeah, definitely getting prepared for him. I don't have too much left on my to-do list either, which is, you know, great. So yeah, nesting mode is in full effect and I am just like getting stuff done. So I have that on here. I also have like baby prep, which I guess is like the same thing as like nesting mode. And then my stomach though has been feeling pretty hard. I don't know. I don't know. I feel stupid being like, is that Braxton Hicks? I guess it is, but I just feel like it's been kind of like a little bit harder versus like hard, soft, hard, soft. I feel like it's just like been hard, like constant. But I'm not in pain and I'm not uncomfortable. So I have noticed that, but also I've been pretty like chill and laid back. And so since nesting mode's like in full force and like I'm just tackling all of my to-dos, I don't know if that's what's making my stomach just like harder, but maybe it's Braxton Hicks. I don't know. I feel like kind of dumb being like, I don't know if I have Braxton Hicks, but I don't. I just being honest, I don't know. But I just have that written down. And then the last thing is I cannot sleep. Like so the whole like going to bed late and waking up early, yeah, that was happening a couple of weeks ago. But I just cannot sleep. I guess it's insomnia. Like I am trying to go to bed, but I cannot go to bed. And then I'm waking up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, wide awake. And my mind is just like all of these things going on, to-do lists. I literally have like 3 different to-do lists, like random places, like, you guys, like my brain cannot shut off. And so I cannot sleep. But Idam did say he remembers that with Alondra, that like I was waking up at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and just like staying awake. Well, it's happening again. So hopefully I can get some sleep because obviously when he's here, I'm not going to be getting that much sleep. So I guess we shall see. But that is everything for my 34 to 37 week pregnancy update. The final one, I still cannot believe he's going to be here in 1 week. And again, I don't know when this is going to go up. So definitely, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead, subscribe, put on your post notifications. So that way when I upload, you'll be notified. I have some vlogs that I'm still catching up on. Might be caught up by the time this is up. And then I also just filmed a baby registry, like the gift bags, the Amazon and the Target ones, if you want to see that. And then also too, I will try to have some things upload, you know, while on maternity leave. But anyways, I am just so excited, and let me go ahead. I mean, it's the final bump date, so I gotta give you a final bump shot, right? Yes, I am wearing my pajama bottoms. Do not judge me, okay? 38 weeks pregnant, your girl needs to be comfortable. But this is the bump, how we're looking. Oh yeah, I don't actually have it written down in like my notes, but the belly button is definitely like, it's out. It is for sure out, and I don't have it written down when it officially came out, but I feel like it's only been out for maybe a couple of weeks. I could be wrong though, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't look that big, but maybe you guys think so. I do think I'm more out, but I just love it so much. I'm so sad that this is my last week of pregnancy because, like I said, I just love being pregnant. Oh, he just kicked. I just love being pregnant so much. So that is all that I have for this pregnancy update video. I hope you guys did enjoy this like little series and just enjoy everything with Gummy Bear. This pregnancy has been honestly a dream, and I still can't believe we're finally getting our rainbow baby. It feels surreal, and I'm just beyond excited, and I cannot wait for him to be here and share him with you guys. And yeah, so thank you to everyone for all of the love and support. Please send all of your well wishes. I'm hoping that he stays put until my C-section date, just because I don't want any issues. And I feel like if I go into labor, it'll stress me out. So I'm just hoping he stays nice and cozy with mama until my actual C-section date, and fingers crossed everything just goes well and perfect and he is healthy and I am healthy and just all good things. So please, please, if you pray, well wishes, I will take them all. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.